Hey everybody! I'm here today to show you the right way to use tile spacers for perfect tiling. In this video, I will be showing you exactly how you should be using tile spacers just like these if you want to have perfect gaps in between the tiles. As you can see right here, I have some older tiles that I will be using for the example in this video. So I'm just gonna move these to the side. We're gonna start off with two tiles, okay? Now as you can see, I'll hold up a tile spacer close to the camera. This is what a standard tile spacer looks like. There are some more advanced ones, like advanced leveling systems, but this is just a standard tile spacer that the vast majority of tilers and tile setters will be using. Now, if you don't have a lot of tiling experience, what you're gonna do is you're gonna put the tile spacer and it just drops down like that between the tiles. You're gonna push them together and like, okay, I'm done, perfect. It looks about even. And that's the key there, it looks about even, okay? When you are setting your tiles in place, they will be like that permanently until you completely destroy the floor, until you're doing a renovation or until you're retiling the place. So if you take a look at what can happen when I use one tile spacer like this, I can go that way or that way, look. I can be tighter on the top from where I'm looking or tighter on the bottom. It's gonna probably be the opposite from the camera's perspective. But basically it can wobble, and by wobbling, all that it means is right here where that tile spacer is, that's the only part of this entire gap that's perfect, okay? Both sides, it's really hard even for a professional to say like, oh, it's good. Good is not good enough for tile setting. Listen, good might be good enough for other things, but not for tile setting. You want it to look pretty much perfect. So what you need to do is you need to actually use two tile spacers. And that's because it eliminates the wobble. It gives the gap two separate spaces of support. So check this out. I'm gonna take one tile spacer, place it on the bottom right here, and another tile spacer, place it on the top. Like I said, it might be the opposite from where the camera is. Look at this. I can push these in any way. The gap is still perfect. That gap right there is still perfect, okay? Now, I'm gonna place these like over here to the side, just, well, to the other end right there. If I were to get two more tiles and I wanted to make a perfect gap in every way, okay? I would use two tile spacers over here, as you can see right there, okay? Like that, get a perfect gap like that. Two tile spacers over here, okay? Get another perfect gap. You can see it's a little bit tighter there, right? When I put the tile spacer in, it gives me my perfect gap. And then two tile spacers over here. As you can see, by using two tile spacers in every gap, you get literally the perfect gap in every way. You're gonna get your perfect grid, okay? And as you saw right there, when the tile spacer popped up, it got a little bit too tight, but when I pushed it down, you want the tile spacers to be nice and pressed down firmly, it becomes the perfect gap. As you can see, that would be, it's not perfect, but I mean, if I was to do this in a professional tiling setting, I would make it perfect. You wanna make sure all of the gaps are nice and tight, so push against all of the gaps to make sure that the tile spacers have pressure on them, and you get your perfect gap. There's no wobbling. Now, other kinds of tile spacers have two parts in one tile spacer. So there's another kind that sort of looks like a U. And when it looks like a U, when you place it in there, it sort of has 2 points of pressure on a single tile spacer. And sometimes those can work if they're wide enough if you put them in the middle, but I still recommend using two of them, okay? At the end of the day, I know tile spacers, if you get like, you know, the really advanced ones can be expensive, but you wanna charge the job according to what your material cost is. If you're spending more on tile spacers to get that perfect gap, then you wanna make it very clear that the client is gonna be getting the perfect gap with the tiles. It's gonna look absolutely pretty much as perfect as can be. And that's why they're gonna be charged a premium, because also you have tile spacers that cost more than the average tile spacer. But that's basically it. That is the right way to use tile spacers for perfect tiling. You wanna have two tile spacers within each gap. There's no wobble, and it just makes it have the perfect gap, and your tiling will be perfect as long as you make sure that it's nice and level throughout as well, and that, you know, you have your pattern down pat. And that said, if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment, and of course be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.